Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Focus Consciousness. Today, we're going to talk about the book that we are going to use for this journey. The name of the book is the book is this one, and the name is the Shadow Work Journal and Workbook by Scarlett Kent. So, before I read a bit into the book, I wanted to talk a bit about the emotional guidance scale, and I'm going to show what it looks like, and I'm going to talk through it. So, as you see on my screen, this is the emotional guidance scale. There's the upward spiral and downward spiral. So, most of our life, when we operate from a place of unconsciousness, we tend to go in down the downward spiral. Let's say we something happened and it's not what we wanted. We go from pessimist to frustration to doubt or blame, and then to anger or hatred, jealousy, and then we go down the spiral. And what I have came to realize is when we go the downward spiral, it's most of the time when our subconscious fears are triggered. And when they're triggered, we don't know how to change our beliefs, or we don't know how to change the narration. So we keep on going downwards. But once we reprogram those subconscious patterns, we can be in the state of upward spiral. Let's say something happened, we can bounce back quickly from the downward spiral to upward spiral. So our goal is to be moment by moment so conscious of our thoughts that we don't go to the place of downward spiral. Or if we go to the place of downward spiral, we can bounce back pretty quickly or pretty easily to upward spiral. And how we can bounce back? We can bounce back maybe by feeling the emotions, or maybe writing it down why we are feeling something in some ways and what it tells us about us. Most of the time, you will realize when you write it down, or when you go to the root cause, you will realize that the root cause is mostly because of your subconscious fears of unworthiness, neediness, or fear of being loved, or all those kind of things. And the thing is, once you reprogram your subconscious, you might get still sometimes angry or jealous or doubt or whatever it is, but it will be easier for you to bounce back because you're not looking for your worth in those things that are happening to you, because you inherently know your worth by doing the subconscious work. So that's why I want to present this emotional guidance scale. And now we can go to some readings from the book. And I'm going to read some things about what this book is and the introduction. And then over the next few weeks, we can go deep dive into the actual work. So the book talks about that during this book, we'll learn about the repressed ideas and feelings while observing physical reaction to others or different thoughts. And then the book is basically based on Carl Jung's four archetypes. And what are those four archetypes? The four archetypes of our unconscious mind are shadow, persona, anima, and self. So, the book talks about exploring your desires, repressed ideas, and how the world sees you will afford you the knowledge of why you have anxiety or negativity. It is the exploration of these four main archetypes that will help you get to know your authentic self. It talks about we all have things about ourselves that we don't like. And during this journey, you will be able to get to the source of those things. Only through knowing ourselves better can we begin to accept the characteristics about ourselves. And once we accept all of them, we can live a life without anxiety and negativity. So, let's say, if the source of your anxiety and negativity was in your everyday life and your conscious mind, you need this workbook. It will be with the use of Carl Jung's four main archetypes that you will be able to eliminate your anxiety and negativity. It's not uncommon for the four main archetypes to be affecting your daily life negatively enough. And you would say, why I need to do that, right? You would say, why I should do that. But the thing about change is, you cannot expect the external world to change. The external world will keep, the things will keep on happening. The thing is, how do you react when something happens to you? Or everything is based on your reaction. And what happens is, till the time you don't work on your subconscious fears, you react from those fears. So you are not what happens to you, you are how you react. And that's why the change should start from you. And I have another way of thinking this, right? Once you change yourself, once you remove your fears, you can impact the people in your area. So we are like nodes in a tree or nodes in a big graph. And when one person changes, it has the effect on all the nodes connected to it. And that's why we need to start changing ourselves so that we can bring forward the change that we're looking forward in the world. The world is just a mirror. If if this patterns or if this fears doesn't affect us negatively, we will already feel lighter and more positive because the world around us will change, because our interpretation of the world around us will change. So so that's why the book talks about that. We talks about instant happiness. So instant happiness can be found watching our favorite shows or listening to music, and this instant happiness keeps us trapped because we're happy for the short amount of time, but we never get that long term contentment and joy and happiness because we never work on ourselves or we never know ourselves enough. How like how wonderful is this journey to get to know ourselves, right? So Carl Jung says to confront a person with his shadows is to show him his own light. And during the book talks about different exercise and everything. And in the next chapter, I will talk about the introduction about what the book has to say. But one of the things that the book asks us to do is to have a daily reminder to tell yourself that you're beautiful just the way you are, and that whatever your particular characteristic or characteristics are that you find undesirable are what that makes you unique. Your particular uniqueness is to be cherished and valued because it's priceless. This particular daily exercise to tell yourself, I love my unique body, I love my unique characteristics, and I'm worthy of being cherished because I'm invaluable. And you say this in the mirror every day while you brush your teeth or wash your face, or you can do this anytime during the day. And as you do that, as you start to do that, and as you start to say that with conviction and power, you start to see your own worth and you start to appreciate the characteristics that you have. Because most of the life, we start to question ourselves or question our characteristics or say, maybe I should do this way, or maybe I should look this way, or maybe I should think this way. But we never accept ourselves. And then we say that, oh, the world should accept me. But we are not even accepting ourselves. So, how the world can accept us? So, the change starts with us. We need to accept ourselves completely and fully and know that we're deeply worthy and valuable. And then the world will reflect that. So, Carlton proposed that with the self archetype, anyone could see their worth and with this knowledge overcome any negative thoughts and anxiety. The other thing I want to say is there's a lot of focus on the world about manifestations, but we can say the things 20 times or 30 times or 100 times of what we want. But manifestation is about being in the vibration, being believing that what you desire you will actually get because it is for you or you're meant to be. So most of the people who manifest it doesn't happen is because they are not in the state of upward spiral where they're optimistic and positive and they know good things are always going to happen to them because they're worthy. They are in this downward spiral and they are hoping from this downward spiral that what they're saying will manifest. But when you're in downward spiral, your feelings are not in a higher vibration. So you're not going to manifest the thing you're saying. You're going to manifest the things that cost you more things to be in the downward spiral. So the first goal is to go from downward to upward spiral and stay there and consistently during the day, stay more and more in this upward spiral. And as you stay more and more in this upward spiral, you will naturally feel the positive impact. You will naturally feel higher energetic vibrations. And once you feel those higher energetic vibrations, it will be easier for you to manifest things. So, thank you for being here. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the introduction of the book, and I'll put the name and link and description of the book in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you love, joy, optimism, and hope. Thank you.